I don't know if I had even mentioned this in the show, but I had literally just had my twins. Like when you guys saw me or whatever, like it had been maybe, it was less than a month since I had them. Like they're less than a year old now.
Wow.
100.7 FM, Miami.
This is Y100.
All right. We are now joined by Kaiya Hamilton. I'm Claudia with Miami's #1 hit music station, Y100.7. Today, she is a spotlight and a powerhouse vocalist on season 27 of The Voice. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about her background. Kaiya is a seasoned wedding singer with over 1,000 cover songs in her pocket and a voice that, turns any moment into magic. I just got married, so I could already see where that comes from, how it shines. How you doing, Kaiya?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm great. Good morning today.
Good morning. All right, Kaiya, let's talk about your blind auditions. You did a cover of I See You by Coco Jones. It was stunning. I watched it. But let me know, I want to know, what were you thinking before you stepped on that stage? Because that's how you had your mom and your daughter, right?
Yes.
In the back?
Yes.
And you're probably like, ooh, I gotta make mom and daughter proud. What we doing here?
I was already anxious, obviously, because I'm auditioning. But as most 3-year-olds, they are a little all over the place and unpredictable. So right before I went on, actually, as I was walking on and I saw her, I just knew if she saw me, she was going to flip her top. So that made me even more nervous during my song, making sure she was okay where she was at.
So you weren't even thinking which coach is going to be turning around for me. You were thinking, let's make sure that my daughter's just there and not wanting to run up here type of thing.
Well, it was honestly a little bit of everything. Honestly, once I got there, I didn't care who turned around for me. I just wanted to be a part of the experience. But I was more so like, dealing with the anxiousness of my song, and then my child who, hadn't seen me in a few weeks at that point. I just thought she was just gonna lose her crap. I really did.
All right, let's go back to your audition. We're glad she didn't lose her cool. That she's
Yeah.
like, mom. We're glad on that. But you mentioned that you didn't care who turned her around. But did you already have like a coach in mind if they did turn her around? Or were you just like, whatever goes with the flow, whoever speaks to me a little bit better? What was your thought process behind picking coach?
Yeah, it was definitely the pitch for me, which is what led me to pick Michael anyways, was what was being said to me. Like, obviously some people may have their preferences or whatever, but I just really wanted to be a part of the experience, and I wanted to have a coach who I felt like could help me in the long run. Like obviously like all of us are singers, some professional, some amateur, whatever the case may be, but the pitch was really good with him. So that's what made me pick him.
The battle rounds. What made you, or what did you learn with Barry? Because this is now a duo. You're over here thinking I'm going to sing by myself, but now you're sharing the stage and you have to figure out how to like complement each other, but at the same time stand out from one another.
Mhm.
So what was the thought process with him? And then what did you say to yourself? All right, Kaiya, I have to think. This is how I'm going to make this stand out.
Right. Well, first, I absolutely adore Barry. He is like the sweetest person. So sweet. It doesn't even make any sense how nice of a guy he is. But because I grew up singing with my siblings, I was already familiar with singing with people. Like I've grown up doing that. I sang in church. So it was more so, I think, the song than anything. It wasn't a song that I was like super duper familiar with, and it was also a male song, so I felt like I had to do a lot to make it fit my voice, because obviously I'm not a guy, or I have like a super duper lower register. So I think it was more so the song. Barry was cool. I actually really enjoyed working with him.
And any feedback that you got that you're like, okay, from this moment forward to the knockouts to anything that comes after this, I'm going to completely apply this feedback from Michael.
Yeah, I think one thing that Michael has really honed in on, like, not even just with me, but with everybody else on my team, was more so like, once showtime happens, bring your A game. Like, he always, like, you would see throughout the show, he'll say stuff like, it's all going to boil down to who had the best performance or who applied what I said to them to their performance or whatever the case was. So I think it was more so that.
Yeah, and talking about that, I saw it in the knockouts. Moving on to the knockouts, because they did. I don't know if it was that cut or what it was editing wise that they just cut to him and he's like, "You got this." Like he was like, "You're good."
Yeah.
And then he kind of nodded like, "Yeah, okay, let's go then."
Exactly. You actually saw it in real time at that point, but yes.
And you picked "Here" by Alessia Cara. I mean, that is
Yeah.
a big song in itself. I mean, Alessia is like, you got a big shoes to fill. You did amazing.
Thank
But
you.
I want to know what made you feel that song would be right for that moment.
Um, I don't know how much I can say in regards to this. What I will say is I did not know. Like, it was a song I was familiar with, but I don't know. Like, once I guess the song was confirmed that that's what I was doing, I really like listened to it, but I didn't want to listen to it too much to where like,
You
um,
want to copy it or make
yeah,
it as
because like,
good as possible.
I noticed like even like a lot of the time like with the audience, like I try not to really read the comments when it comes to this, but this really isn't a karaoke thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all already artists. A lot of us have already been putting out music. We've already been, doing shows, whatever the case is. This is more so us just singing someone else's song, but putting our own spin on it. If that makes sense. So, um, yeah, like when I received the song, I actually enjoy the message within the song, anyways. But I just wanted to make sure that I was still, I guess, applying Kaya to the song. We've heard the song. The song is already good. That's why we already know it. But I just wanted to, put my little 1-2 on it.
Yes. And I love that, and it came out great because it's, like, one
Thank
of those
you.
songs I think it was one of the judges that said, like, you had to I think it was Kelsey that she's like, "I was hearing the lyrics in a whole other different way," and I was like when I was looking at it, I was like, I feel like I know this song, but then
Mhm.
I felt like I thought I knew this song, now I just plainly think I didn't know it, and
Exactly.
Kaya, let's talk about your powerful story.
Yes,
Clearly thousands and thousands of songs being a wedding singer, but you're also a mom of 3.
I
How
am.
do we carry this torch of, "Hey, I'm a woman, I can sing, and I can also be a mother," and carry that passion of everything in your life, motherhood and working, and now the voice? How do we manage all of this?
Honestly, I don't know. Like, anybody who's a parent already know being a parent within itself is already like top tier craziness every day. Um, I don't know. I kind of just like I have a really good support system. My kids dad's family is involved a lot, and my family is also very involved, so that's the only reason why I was even able to do the show to begin with, because I don't know if I had even mentioned this in the show, but I had literally just had my twins. Like, when you guys saw me or whatever, like, it had been maybe, it was less than a month since I had them. Like, they're less than a year old now.
Wow.
Yeah, so the whole process within itself, I don't know how I did it. I don't. I don't know. I feel like as a woman, like, we wear many hats within itself. Like, I'm a mom, but at the same time I'm still Kaya. Like, I still have a life of my own, and my kids are just a very, very big part of my life. But yeah, I cannot answer that question right now.
And from this experience, years from now, because it's going to be on the internet and it's going to live forever, what would you say to your kids like, "Hey, mommy did this and she was great at it, and look at all the different things and stages of her life she was at." Like, how do we take that and have them see now you can do a lot more because mommy did this?
Honestly, it makes me a little emotional when I think about it, because especially like during the whole start of this process, my twins were just born, and Journey had never been away from me, for that long ever. ever in her life. So the whole process within itself, and knowing what I went through and knowing what my twins were going through and even Journey, like I feel like she still has some sort of PTSD now from the experience. But even with the twins, and they were in the NICU at the time when I started the process, so they weren't home or anything. But I'm just very grateful, like, to actually be able to show them this. Like, it just, I don't know, it just feels really good to me.
Aw, well, congratulations on your
Thank you.
twins. I mean, she didn't just do one, two, she now has three. She's handling the voice and she's moving on to the next round. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to see what else comes from Kaiya. What vision do you have for the future?
Honestly, just making music. That's really been my thing. I've been wedding singing since I was 19. I've put out like one or two songs here or there, but I haven't really like shown people who Kaiya is as an artist. Like, people have heard me sing like in different places, but being able to put out original music and people getting to, I guess, hear my story or just my heart or whatever the case may be, I'm very excited about that. So that's what my plans are for my future.
Of course. All right, Kaiya, are you ready for some rapid fire?
Yes.
All right, let's do your favorite song to sing in the shower.
Ooh, it's probably a ballad and something extremely hard that I wouldn't typically do. Um, hmm. Maybe I Have Nothing by Whitney Houston.
Ooh, okay, okay. Are we a coffee or a tea girly?
Ooh, definitely tea. I'm a Southern Belle. Tea for sure.
Okay, I'm Colombian, so we're gonna go with coffee. And lastly, Kaiya, Miami or New York?
Miami for sure. I do not like cold weather, so Miami every day of the week.
Perfect. Sunny weather year round we have here. It does get a little hot sometimes though, but it's okay. It's okay. Better than cold.
Exactly.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck to you. And anything coming with the voice. I know we can't share a lot more things, but I wish you the best and hopefully we get to see you win.
Thank you so much. Thank you.